Hello, and welcome to our class. Today we learned NGINX Ingress advanced part. There are 4 topics for today. First, how to get the Minikube NGINX Ingress Controller configuration detail. Second topic, I'll demo add NGINX Ingress Controller customization parameter. Third topic, how to get NGINX Ingress object configuration detail. Latest topic for today, I'll demo add NGINX Ingress object customization parameter. Log into my Minikube box. First topic for today, how to get Minikube NGINX Ingress Controller configuration detail. NGINX Ingress has different deployment config for Minikube and Kubernetes cluster. Even there's a different deployment config for different Minikube version. So first, I have to check Minikube version. Command is Minikube version. The version is 1.18.1. Next, retrieve current NGINX Ingress Controller configuration. Since the NGINX Ingress Controller in kube system namespace, we switch current namespace to the kube minor system. After we run this command, we don't need to add minor n parameter for following commands. Next step, current NGINX config information in the NGINX Ingress pod. So get the pod list first. There is Ingress minor NGINX minor controller pod. The pod has current NGINX Ingress controller configuration. Copy the pod name. Next, get the pod detail. Command is kubectl describe plus resource type and resource name, able to retrieve resource information. In our case, we use kubectl describe pods plus Ingress NGINX controller pod name to retrieve controller's detail. Naming space in the kube minor system. There's the IP address, start time, label. There's no annotation. The NGINX Ingress controller monitored 2 ports in the host, 80 for HTTP and 443 for HTTPS. Argument is important. There's a configure map name parameter. Current NGINX minor load minor balancer minor config. This is the current configuration file for NGINX Ingress. Also there's status, pod name. Final steps, go to pod, get the configuration detail. kubectl exec minor it interactive mode plus pod name. sh is a pod endpoint. Command is ls. NGINX.config is NGINX Ingress controller configuration file. Use cat command to retrieve the config file detail. There's a balancing information. Location / there's default redirect configuration information. There is some proc redirect parameters. Next topic for today, how to add customization parameters to the NGINX Ingress Controller. As I mentioned before, there are different deployment config for different Minikube version. So go to Minikube Git repository to retrieve detail. Change the tag for your Minikube version. Deployments, add-ons. There's all add-on deployment file under the add-ons folder. Ingress. Configuration map. There are default configuration map. We can add our customization parameters on the first configuration map. This URL has all support configuration parameters. The parameter list in there. Let me change proxy read timeout parameter. This is config name. kubectl edit configure map plus configuration name is able to edit existing configuration map. There one data in there, add one more. Proxy read timeout. We copy the key. Value we change it to 10. Proxy read timeout. Default value is 60. Push ESEC key to save and quit. Same command as vi. Get pod. Get pod name. And then check pod log. kubectl logs plus pod name. There is useful information. Configuration changes detect backend reload request. Backend successfully reload, meaning reload to our customization parameters to NGINX Ingress Controller. There's reasons. Reload, NGINX reload triggered due to a change in configuration. Log into the pod again. Change the parameters. Use grep to filter the ngix.config file. Proxy read timeout change to 10. There's one thing I need to mention. NGINX config items name not equal to configuration key in the document. So please follow that page to edit your configuration key in the configuration map side. If you directly copy the key name from the ngix.config file directly and try to edit, the value couldn't be changed. For our demo, we changed the global parameters in NGINX Ingress Controller. How do we retrieve and change individually NGINX Ingress object? This is our next topic. How to get NGINX Ingress object configuration detail. That's Ingress demo object we created in previous class. If you don't have created yet, please review my previous class. We use this command, kubectl describe ingress name. The naming space is k8s minor training. The command will retrieve the ingress object details. This redirect rule is if network traffic to Spring Boot demo springboot.com will redirect to the Spring Boot demo service. Port is 9999. Since we set up the service replica site equal to 3, there's 3 ports IP. Because NGINX Ingress Controller doesn't use the service to access a port, NGINX Ingress Controller redirects to user network traffic to port directly. That way can enhance performance. Let me change the port size and see there's a port IP address change. The command uses kubectl scale deployment / Spring Boot deployment object. Reduce the port size from 3 to 2. Naming space is K8s minor training. Successfully. Recheck the NGINX object detail. There is a change. Previous was 3 port IP address. Since we reduce the size from 3 to 2, the IP address is 2 in there. Latest topic for today, I will demo how to add NGINX Ingress object customization parameters. First, delete existing Ingress objects. I use add Kubernetes annotation to specify Ingress object to customization their behavior. There's a link for the all support annotation in Kubernetes NGINX Ingress objects. Go through the file first. I put this file on GitHub, so go through the file first. There's 3 parties here. API version is v1. Type canned is Ingress. Metadata name Ingress demo. This Ingress object name. Naming space K8s. Minor training. Annotation in there. This will be our customization parameters for NGINX Ingress Controller. Process read timeout, send timeout. Load balancer type. Default is a Red Robin. We change it to EWMA. Other part are same. Apply the YAML file to create an Ingress object with annotation. Use the describe command to retrieve the Ingress demo resource. There's 3 annotation parameters we added from our YAML file. Get the pod name. Check the Ingress controller pause log. There's event. Reload configuration file for object Ingress demo. Reload the reason because we create new objects. Go through the pod to check the configuration. This section has our customization parameters information. The domain name mapping to springboot.com. Proxy read timeout, the value from my YAML file annotation. Let us test the NGINX objects. v1. Try to get the system information detail. Further, get this 1 port. IP address is on 0.6, and then we run second time, hit to the 0 on the file. If you're interested for the load balancer type, you can go to the Ingress website. There's more detailed information. Today, we focus on the Ingress advanced parts. First, learn, go to Injects Ingress Controller pod to retrieve Minikube Injects Ingress Controller configuration detail. Please remember, NGINX Ingress has different deployment config for Minikube and Kubernetes cluster. Even there's different deployment config for different Minikube version. Next, I demo how to edit configuration map to add NGINX Ingress controller parameters. And then we learned how to retrieve Ingress object detail. In latest demo, I used annotation of Ingress controller object to add customization parameters on Ingress objects. Thank you for watching. See you in the next class.